Today we shall discuss on module 3 of chapter 6. The title of module 3 is Extension of Bounded Linear Operators. We know what is the extension of a linear mapping. Today we shall discuss on some properties of extension of a bounded linear operator over a nonlinear space. Also we shall deal with some properties of closure of a linear transformation. We shall also discuss on a class of linear transformation that admits a closure. With this, we shall go to a slide presentation of this module 3 of chapter 6. Let us now discuss module 3 of chapter 6 under the banner Extension of Bounded Linear Operators. Let us take a definitions. Two mappings capital T and capital S are said to be equal, written as T equal to capital S if they have the same domain, that is dt equal to ds. dt and ds are the domain of capital T and capital S respectively, and if Tx equal to Sx for all x belongs to dt equal to ds. Let capital X and capital Y be two nonlinear spaces and let capital E be a subspace of capital X. Let S is a mapping from capital E to Y and capital T is a mapping from X to Y, such that Sx equal to Tx for all x belongs to capital E. See the following figure, that is figure 1. Let E be a subset of capital X and let S is a mapping from capital E to capital Y and T is a mapping from capital X to capital Y. Then we say that capital T is called an extension of the linear map S and S is called the restriction of capital T. If moreover the extension T is such that norm T equal to norm S, then capital T is called an extension of S with the preservation of norm. If capital dt is a proper subset of capital X, then a given operator S has many extensions. Of practical interest, there are usually those extensions which preserve some basic properties, for instances linearity if S happens to be linear, or boundedness if capital ds lies in a nonlinear space and capital S is bounded. The following important theorem is a typical in that respect. It concerns an extension of a bounded linear operator capital S to the closure of ds of the domain such that the extended operator is again bounded and linear and even has the same norm. This includes the case of an extension from a dense set in a nonlinear space capital X to all of capital X. It also includes the case of an extension from a nonlinear space capital X to its completion. So, in this connection we get a theorem, let capital X be a nonlinear space and capital Y be a Banach space. Also let capital E be a everywhere dense subset of capital X and let S is a mapping from capital E to capital Y which is bounded and linear. Then capital S can be extended to a unique bounded linear mapping T from capital X to capital Y with the preservation of norms. The proof goes below. Let x belongs to capital X be arbitrary. Since closure of E equal to x, there exists a sequence of elements xn belonging to E such that xn goes to x as n tends to infinity. So, sequence xn is a Cauchy sequence in capital X. That means, norm xn minus xm tends to 0 as n comma m tends to infinity. Now, norm sxn minus sxm equals to norm s of xn minus xm. As S is bounded, norm s of xn minus xm less or equals to norm s into norm xn minus xm, which goes to 0 as n comma m tends to infinity. So, Sxn is a Cauchy sequence in capital Y and hence convergent in capital Y since Y is complete. So, limit Sxn is equal to Y and Y belongs to capital Y. The element Y belongs to capital Y is independent of the choice of sequence xn belongs to capital E. In fact, if xn dash be another sequence in capital E such that xn dash goes to x as n tends to infinity, then limit n xn dash minus x equal to 0 vector of x, that is equal to theta x. So, limit s xn dash minus xn equal to limit n s xn dash minus x minus s xn minus x. Since xn goes to x as n tends to infinity, limit of n xn minus x equal to theta x. So, limit n s xn minus x equal to theta y and limit n s xn dash minus x equal to theta y. So, limit n s xn dash minus xn equal to theta y implies that limit n s xn dash equal to limit n s xn. So, y equal to limit s xn equal to limit x xn dash. So, there is a mapping T from capital X to capital Y defined by Tx equal to y equal to limit n s xn. We shall now show that capital T is an extension of capital S. For let x belongs to capital E, so sequence XXX, there is constant sequence, converges to x. Hence, Tx equal to limit n Sxn equal to limit n Sx, which is equal to Sx. So, Tx equal to Sx for all x belongs to capital E. So, T is an extension of capital S. We shall now show that capital T is linear. Let x comma z belongs to capital X and let sequence xk and sequence zk be two sequences in E such that xk goes to x and zk goes to z as n tends to infinity. So, xn plus zn goes to x plus z belongs to capital X as n tends to infinity. So, T of x plus z equal to limit n s xn plus zn equal to limit n s xn plus limit n s zn, which is equal to Tx plus Tz. Similarly, for any scalar alpha, T alpha x equal to alpha Tx for all x belongs to capital X. Hence, capital T is linear. Also, norm S xm less or equals to norm S into norm xm. So, taking limits in both sides, we see that limit Sxm, limit is taken over m, which is less or equals to norm S into limit m of xm, which implies that limit m Sxm under the norm is less or equals to norm S into norm limit xm, which implies that norm Tx less or equals to norm S into norm x. This is true for all x belongs to capital X. So, T is bounded and hence norm T less or equals to norm S. Again, norm T equal to supremum of norm Tx and supremum is taken over all elements x belonging to capital X such that norm x equal to 1, which is get out equals to supremum of norm of Tx and supremum is taken over all elements where norm of x equal to 1, which is equal to supremum of norm of Sx where norm of x equal to 1 and x is taken from capital X, which is equal to norm S. So, norm T get out equals to norm S, hence norm T equal to norm S. We shall now show that capital T is unique. For let T dash be another bounded linear extension of capital S with the preservation of norm. Let x belongs to capital X be arbitrary and let sequence xn is taken from capital E such that limit xn equal to small x. So, T dash x equal to limit Sxn is equal to Tx. For xn belongs to capital E, Txn equal to Sxn and T dash xn equal to Sxn. So, limit Txn equal to limit Sxn is equal to limit T dash xn, which implies that T limit xn equal to T dash limit xn. This implies that Tx equal to T dash x. This is true for all x belongs to capital X. So, T equal to T dash. We shall now discuss on closure of a linear transformation. In module 2 of chapter 6, we have been acquainted with a closed linear operator. Also, we have learned graph of an operator and we have learned an property that T is closed if and only if graph is closed. We shall now deal with a class of linear transformations that admits a closure. We shall now discuss on closure of a linear transformation. Let capital X and capital Y be two norm linear spaces over the same field of scalars and let capital D be a subspace of capital X and let T is a mapping from D to Y where D is a subspace of capital X and T is linear. Note that T is closed if and only if its graph GT is closed. Suppose that capital T is not closed, that is GT is not a closed subspace of x cross y, that is the Cartesian product of x cross y, and x cross y consists of all elements pairwise taken x comma y, where x belongs to capital X and y belongs to capital Y. Suppose in addition that there is some linear transformation T bar such that the graph of T bar, that is GT bar, in the closure of the graph of A, that is closure of GT. If so, one says that T permits a closure. Furthermore, one calls the linear transformation T bar the closure of capital T. The question that comes immediately to mind when one views this rather unrestrictive definition is like this: does the closure of capital T extend capital T? The answer to this question is yes, as we shall now discuss. Consider the sequence xn of points from capital D. Suppose that xn converges to x and Txn goes to y, and this is equation number 2. Under this assumption, then from the sequence of points GT, the elements pairwise xn comma Txn, we must have the elements taken pairwise xn comma Txn goes to pair x comma y belongs to closure of GT, which is equal to GT bar, where the same norm form x cross y as was used in module 2 is assumed, namely norm of pair x comma y equal to norm x plus norm y. Since pair x comma y belongs to GT bar, we must have denoting the domain of T bar by dt bar, where x belongs to dt bar and y equal to T bar x. Since y is equal to limit Txn, this means that T bar x equal to limit Txn is a condition that T bar must satisfy for all x satisfying equation number 2. If we now consider the special case when x belongs to capital D, the domain of capital T, the constant sequence xxx taken as sequence xn and constant sequence tx, 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 which is equal to sequence txn, then we say that condition 3 does indeed imply that T bar extends capital T. We might now refer to T bar as the minimal closed extension of capital T. We now wish to formulate a condition to ensure the existence of a closure without referring to the graph. Note that the linear transformation capital T described in equation number 1 admits a closure T bar if and only if the conditions xn belongs to capital D, xn dash belongs to capital D, xn converges to x, Txn converges to y, xn dash converges to x, Txn dash converges to y dash imply that y equal to y dash. Under the condition 1, the domain of T bar is as follows: 2. dt bar equal to collection of all elements x belongs to capital X such that xn belongs to capital D, xn converges to x and limit n Txn exist, and from this it is clear that D is a subset of dt bar, which is again a subset of closure of D, that is D is a subset of dt bar, subset of D bar. The inclusion does not usually go the other way around. This is to be expected, though, because there is no reason to expect that for every convergent sequence of points of capital D xn, the limit Txn will exist. In the class of linear transformations that we discuss in the next section, a class that always admits a closure, the inclusion does go the other way around, as we shall see presently. Now, we shall deal with a class of linear transformation that admits a closure. Let us suppose that T is a linear mapping from a subspace capital D of capital X to a space Y, where capital T, capital X, capital D and capital Y as assumed in section A. Suppose that X and Y are nonlinear spaces. Also suppose that capital T is a bounded linear transformation and capital Y is a Banach space. In this case, we shall now show that T has a closure, and we shall actually construct the new linear transformation. We obtain it by process known as extension by continuity, something of interest for its own sake. Hence, we first establish the following theorem. The theorem looks like this. There exists a unique bounded linear transformation T hat defined on all of D bar extending capital T and such that norm T equal to norm T hat. The proof looks like this. Let x0 is an element of closure of D, that is x0 belongs to D bar. That means there exists a sequence of elements of capital D and sequence is taken xn such that xn converges to x0 as n tends to infinity. Consider now the sequence Txn. We shall now show that Txn is a Cauchy sequence in capital Y. Since capital T is a bounded linear transformation, it follows that norm Txn minus Txm is equal to norm Txn minus Xm using the linearity of capital T. As capital T is bounded, norm T of Xn minus Xm less or equals to norm T into norm Xn minus Xm. Since sequence Xn is a Cauchy sequence in X, it follows that Txn is a Cauchy sequence in capital Y. As Y is complete, limit Txn exists in Y, and we shall denote this limit as T hat x0 equal to limit Txn. Now the mapping T hat is now defined for every point of closure of D. We shall now show that it is well defined. For this, take xn comma xn dashed belongs to capital D such that xn converges to x0 and xn dashed converges to x0 as n tends to infinity. This is equation number 9, and we have equation number 8, T hat x0 equal to limit Txn. Clearly, xn minus xn dashed goes to 0 vector belongs to capital X as n tends to infinity. As T is continuous, T of xn minus xn dashed goes to T of 0 vector, which is equal to 0 vector belongs to capital Y as n tends to infinity, which implies that limit Txn equal to limit Txn dashed. Thus, T hat is seen to be well defined. Now, we shall now show that T is linear. Let x0 belongs to D bar. So, there exists a sequence xn dashed belongs to capital D such that xn dashed converges to x0 dashed as n tends to infinity, and T hat x0 dashed equal to limit Txn dashed. but xn plus xn dash goes to x naught plus x naught dash as n tends to infinity. So, limit Txn plus xn dash equal to T hat x naught plus x naught dash, limit is taken over n. Now, T hat x naught plus T hat x naught dash equal to limit n Txn plus limit n Txn dash, which is equal to limit n Txn plus xn dash using the linearity of capital T, which is equal to T hat x naught plus x naught dash. It follows that T hat is additive. Similarly, for any scalar alpha, T hat alpha x equal to alpha T hat x. So, T hat is linear. We shall now show that Tx equal to T hat x for all x belongs to capital D. Consider the constant sequence x, 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 x and so on, and by applying the definition of T hat, we see that T hat extends T. We shall now show that T hat is bounded. Since capital T is bounded, norm Txn less or equals to norm T into norm Xn. This is equation number 11. Taking limit in both sides in equation number 11, we see that limit n norm Txn less or equals to limit n norm T into norm Xn, which implies that limit n norm Txn less or equals to norm T into limit n norm of Xn. Thus, we see that norm T hat x naught less or equals to norm T into norm x naught, and consequently norm T hat less or equals to norm T. This is equation number 12. Since T hat extends T, we have norm T less or equals to norm T hat. Combining the equation number 12 and just now we have got the result norm T less or equals to norm T hat, we see that norm T equal to norm T hat. We shall now show that the extension by continuity of capital T is unique. Suppose that capital F is a bounded linear transformation defined on all of D bar, that is the closure of D, which is the extension of capital T. Then with xn and x naught as in equation number 7, since capital F is continuous, we must have fx naught equal to limit fxn and limit is taken over n. Since capital F extends capital T, we also have for every n the fact that fxn equal to txn, and therefore fx naught equal to limit n fxn is equal to limit n txn, which is again T hat x naught, which proves that uniqueness of T hat. We next wish to show that T admits a closure T bar and this closure is just T hat. In previous section A, we stated a result which guaranteed that a linear transformation would admit a closure. When we proved that T hat was well defined, see by equation number 9 and equation number 10, we showed that the conditions of the result were satisfied and hence by the above result T permits a closure. To show this, the linear transformation and T hat are equal, we must show two things: that their domain are the same and they agree on every elements in the domain. First, we show that the domains to be equal. By the result, of the last section, that is section A, we know that in general dt bar is a subset of d bar, that is dt bar is a subset of closure of D. Let x be any element of D bar and let sequence xn be a sequence of elements in capital D such that xn converges to x as n tends to infinity. Since capital Y is a Banach space and we showed earlier that sequence Txn is a Cauchy sequence, the limit n Txn must exist. By 2 of the preceding section A, we see that closure of D is a subset of dt bar, that is D bar is a subset of dt bar. To see the validity of the above reasoning, note that if capital C and capital D be any two sets of real numbers such that C is a subset of D, we must have sup of C less or equals to sup of D. Hence, D is a subset of D bar implies that supremum of norm Tx by norm x, where supremum is taken over all such elements x belongs to capital D, where x is a non-zero element, which is equal to supremum of norm T bar x by norm x, where supremum is taken over all such non-zero elements x taken from capital D, which is less or equals to supremum of norm T bar x divided by norm x, and supremum is taken over all such non-zero elements x taken from capital D. We see that the domains are seen to be equal. Since we must also have T bar x equal to limit n Txn, which is equal to T hat x, we see that the domains are seen to be equal. Since we must also have T bar x equal to limit n Txn equal to T hat x, we see that T hat equal to T bar. So, we get the following theorem. If we summarize the earlier sections, we can get the following theorem. If capital T is a bounded linear transformation from a nonlinear space into a Banach space, then T admits a closure. Furthermore, the closure of capital T is just the extension of capital T by continuity of the closure of the domain of capital T. In this module 3 of chapter 6, we have discussed on extension of bounded linear operators, and also we have discussed on closure of a linear transformation. Also we have dealt with a class of linear transformation that admits a closure. With this, we now come to an end of this module 3 of chapter 6.